we've had 2 meetings regarding 2 locations. The first location was last week. We discussed Usha Park, pros and cons of that location. Had about 23 people attend. Tonight's meeting was concerning our lower B Branch location on 16th Street, kind of 15th and Pine, the alley there in the lower B Branch basin. We had about 25 people tonight, talk through the pros and cons of that site. And we have one more meeting next week for Flora Park, and that's at Irving School at 6:30, so we'll be discussing similar pros and cons and getting feedback from the community on that location as well.
Okay. And of the 2 locations that have been discussed thus far, can you talk briefly about what some of the pros and cons have been that people have addressed?
Yeah, we've had some great comments. Usha Park, pros is it's centrally located. A con to that one is it doesn't have all the amenities such as other sites like Flora. There's no restrooms and those types of facilities. For the lower B Branch, a con for this group tonight was definitely location. It is located between Comiskey Park and our current skate park in McAleese. The community is the group that's attended these meetings is looking for a more central location like Flora or Usha.
How do you feel about the proposed locations?
I'm not very in favor of the B Branch location just because I don't feel that it really solves most of the problems that we're currently facing of the main kind of 4 issues of the current parks we have. It really doesn't change the location for that since we're basically dropping it in between the 2 that we currently have. And you're not really giving it any amenities, even though there is plans in the future for them. You're not solving that problem now. And you're not placing it where we can cater to the kind of growth of Dubuque with all the youth and schools being kind of in the more central and western part of the town. You're really just not really helping some of those problems we're trying to solve, so I don't feel that this location is very favorable.
Is there a particular location that you do favor?
I definitely think that the Flora Park location, which we'll be having a meeting on next week, is probably the most favorable due to its centralized location. There's going to be more options within Flora Park for places for the park to be placed as well, and I think it would cater to some of these proposed designs a lot better than B Branch.
So the next step is we get next week's meeting compiled. We'll take all that data, we'll compile it, we'll put it together, and then hopefully we can the city will discuss the potential, decide on the location, and then we'll regroup with the consultant on the final design, and then hopefully meet in May or June potentially. Hopefully we can be bringing something to the council for approval for location and final design.